So, welcome everybody to day 19 of this 21 days of releasing limitations. And hopefully by now you've started feeling a little bit different, or very different, which is good as well. Or sometimes the effects are so slight. And I think sometimes we're conditioned to just kind of like not take a pause and look and reflect on how far we've come based on a lot of limitations, in the sense of sometimes we get told not to brag, or not to consider, or to just push these things to the side. But it's important to note how life around us is starting to shift. So like I said the other day, if we want the external world to change, we need to change internally, whether it's how we approach the same problem in a different way, with a different kind of compassion or patience or calmness, or we start to create our boundaries, and we start to put these up, or it's in a feeling, or you might be happier, or the reflection of the people around you has started to shift, or whatever it may be. A lot of the times we don't actually take note of that. We just take it for granted and we keep moving. And this is sometimes because the changes can be quite subtle. So today in our meditation, we're going to start looking at a reflection of how we have already started shifting. And we're going to look for how the universe is already starting to change for us in many circumstances. And we're going to use the Akashic Records to help us to recognize that as well. So I thought that would be important, just because sometimes we also take things for granted in a way that they just are the way they are. So seeing the little shifts, once we focus our energy on something, we start to see more of it, which is why we say, think positive, don't focus on worry, because the more you focus on something, the more it appears, or the more it surfaces. So if we focus on the change and what we'd prefer to see, we'll start to see more of that as well. So, and that's one of the rules to manifesting what we want to manifest as well. So if you're looking for love, we start looking at how we are already loved in all the different situations. If we're looking for financial abundance, we start to look at where is there abundance in the world. Even if it's like, look at this tree and the millions of leaves that are on it, things like that. We start to look at it from a different perspective, and that is a training more than anything. It's our minds can be educated. My grandmother used to tell me the hardest thing to control is your thoughts, but that meant that they could be controlled. So we can shift our focus into what we'd prefer, and that is sometimes interrupting a thought and replacing it, or okay, I see it, or accepting it, interrupting it, saying, okay, I see that, but I'd rather do this. Okay, I see that, but I'd rather do, or feel that, or know that, depending on your clairs. Actually, that's a tip. You'll tell what somebody's clair is depending on their language, whether they see, they know, they hear, and they'll say, oh, I see that, I hear that, I know that, in their language. So that's a little tip in how people, the clairs work. So focus on what we'd want to do, and align ourselves to that energy, and that world will start to become us, or we'll start to become it. So let's jump in and let's meditate. Let's take a couple of deep breaths. Breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And let's breathe in light and exhale all that no longer serves. And drop the tension in the shoulders, the neck. Relaxing your jaw. Bringing relaxation into your entire body. And releasing the state of resistance. Now let's imagine that we're breathing in light into our bones, our joints. Breathing in light into our brain, all the way down our spine, and out through our nervous system. Breathing in light into our heart and into our blood. And breathe in light into our lungs. Breathing in light into our digestive system, starting at the mouth. And releasing all that we're holding onto within our digestive system. Release, let go. Breathing in light into our endocrine system. And into our lymphatic system. Breathing in light into our muscles, our tendons. You're releasing the aches and pains as we exhale. Let's breathe in light into every single cell within our body, allowing it to move through our DNA, sending light through to our ancestors, and sending light to the generations that are here. Let's open up the energy centers and the soles of our feet, allowing the exchange of energy between us and Mother Earth. feeling completely connected to the root systems of the trees, the plants. Springtime in the northern hemisphere. Feel the vitality of life and growth and expansion. Become one with this energy as we are growing and expanding. And let's open up our crown. And connect in to the light of the central sun, the energy of ascension and expansion, unconditional love and compassion. Bring in that frequency into your body, through your cells, into your auric field, into your chakras, allowing it to flow through your meridians, releasing any blocks. Allowing both the energy of Mother Earth and the cosmos to move through all aspects of us. Bringing in a remembrance that we are the universe and we are the planet. And let's drop into our heart space to move beyond the constraints of this time and this place. And connect into our Akashic Records. Keepers of the Akashic Records, please open and allow me access to my records. My name is, state your name, and create a safe and sacred space for my highest good and healing. The records are now open, the records are now open, the records are now open. Stepping over the threshold into your records, we start to see that we've almost walked into a portrait gallery. And within it are photographs of how we were, where we were at, different versions of ourselves. Take a look without criticism, without judgment, without fear. This from a place of observation. It might even ignite a feeling or a sound. And as we continue to walk through this gallery, we walk into the next room. here we have the slight shifts, the changes that we've experienced over the last 19 days. This may look different. It might not be photos, it might be reels, it might be holograms. It might be a memory that is activated. Use all your senses. How have the feelings shifted? Do you sound different? Slightly? Are you thinking differently? How has the outside world started to reflect to you the shifts and the changes? And now we move into the next space. We start to see the real as we walk in of the complete shift of the limitation. We start to see what life is like without these anchors, these shackles. We walk into the gallery of the highest potential timeline version of us. How are we interacting with people? How are we living our lives? How do we feel? What are we doing? How do we think? And I'm going to invite you to step into this version of yourself. Note what it feels like to be her, or to be them. How do you feel? What do you see? How do you stand? How do you move throughout your day? What are your thought processes? How do you interact with those around you? And let's ask for this transformation to activate. Activation 70% complete. Activation 90% complete. Activation 100% complete. And let's start making our way back to the here and now, knowing that when we return, we have shifted reality. We have shifted timelines because we are coming back a different person. And we give thanks and gratitude to the keepers of the Akashic Records for the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding we have received today. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. The records are now closed. Take a deep breath and exhale. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, journal your experience.